Hello there and welcome back to Kilimo Diaries. I am your host Sandra Wahito. Do you remember when we did vegetable propagation? Well, today we're here at Herbs and Spices Propagators who do herb propagation, and I'm going to be interacting with Carol, so tag along. Hi Carol.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, welcome.
Asante. Tumekuja kuona mint chocolate, mint orange, mint horse.
Yeah, if you want to see the mints, start from
mint. It's nice. Mint tropical.
Yeah, you need to try.
Today we are here with one of the founders of Herbs and Spice Propagators, Carol, and we've come to learn more about herb propagation and all of that. So tukianza you'd introduce yourself and why uliingia kwa hii venture ya herb propagation.
Okay, I'm Carol. Normally people call me Carol Herbs. We started the propagation like 3 years ago. That was around 2019. The reason why we started venturing on herbs propagation is that we checked on the market. Normally in our families we use herbs for our day in use. Then we realized that we go to someone to check for the seedlings. We are getting like 2, we are getting like 1. So it was really hard time collecting all the collection we needed. So we decided that for other families not to struggle like us, so we decided to start the propagation of the seedlings. So we started collecting one by one.
Okay. So just for the viewers, explain to them what propagation is.
Propagation is raising the seedlings from either seeds or cuttings.
Okay.
Yes.
That's as simple as that.
Yes. Until it becomes a whole grown plant.
Okay. All right. So as we go into herb propagation, is it similar kama tu venye watu fanya vegetable propagation? Is it almost the same process, because now these are herbs and then they are the crops?
Not really. On the vegetables, normally it's all about seeds. But on the herbs, sometimes like something like rosemary, you cannot get seeds, so you must propagate from the cutting. Until you get something like this.
Okay. So for rosemary, and there are some spices zenye hazina seedlings, for example, well, seeds. Yes, hazina seeds. Like rosemary. Okay. So hapa kwa shamba yako, let me call it that. How many types?
We have like 110.
110. Okay. So which are the ones that mostly go out in terms of people buying for big land commercial, in bulk?
We have like oregano, thyme, rosemary, sage. Yeah, we have like parsley. There are some like tarragon, basil. Yeah, but you see, also mint. But you see, like we propagate like mint, we have several types of mint. We have several types of oregano. We have several types of thyme. Even in the basil we have several types, but on the market there are some specific ones that are needed. Yes. Okay. Because of they have that aroma that is needed.
Okay. So upper inside the greenhouse specifically, do we need all herbs zimeshwe within the greenhouse, or is it just now when they are being propagated? Is it a requirement?
Okay, on the propagation, it's a necessity. Reason being, sometimes to propagate the seedlings on the sun, due to the things like you need like watering, it becomes a challenge. Also in the greenhouse, the seedlings, at least you have a duration. And like outside, you cannot control the weather.
Okay. So now we have so many trays. These are the trays that you propagate on. So what mixture now, for example, kama hii, what mixture is this? Is this soil? or is this a different type of mixture that you use now to propagate?
We use the cocoa peat and the vermiculite. Yeah, but later on we will transplant the seedling to trays, to the pots like these ones. Yeah, and we have this one, we have this one, yes, and this one varies with the prices. Like the small ones goes at 50 shillings. This one goes at 150. We also have like these ones, it goes at 200.
For 200.
Yes.
Okay.
The prices depend on the size of the plant. You see, it's a big plant, you're going just to use. Once you're home, you just use it.
You just use it.
Yeah, but the small one, the one for 50, it's not yet ready.
Yes.
So once they are ready like this, we go and transplant. And in this one, we can use cocoa peat or soil. There is no problem.
Oh, there's no problem.
Yes,
Okay.
and we can transplant outside for it to harden. But things like basil, they only do well in greenhouse.
In only greenhouse.
Yes.
Okay. So anyone who wants to do basil, afikirie to
But
greenhouse.
for kitchen gardeners,
Those are just small.
no problem.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you can manage.
Okay.
Yes, and tarragon.
And tarragon.
Yes.
Okay. And this one, because it looks very interesting, a very interesting herb. Inaitwa nini?
Wormwood.
Wormwood.
Yes.
Used for.
It's Artemisia, it's in the family of Artemisia. In Artemisia, we have Artemisia annua, Artemisia this one, and another one called magwort.
Magwort. Are they used for eating? Unaweza zikula? Ama mostly medicinal?
They're normally for, it helps in the like the chest congestion. Yeah, so it's normally taken as a drink.
Okay. All right. So
you make herbal tea.
You make herbal tea with it. Okay. So when you bring the seeds, when you're propagating now from the beginning, could you take us through that process until they reach a point where a client will come in and anasema anataka however, let's say 10 trays. So that process from you getting some of the seeds and some of the cuttings, depending on which herb it is, what's that process like? The care for it during that period zikiwa kwa greenhouse.
Okay. For the seeds, let's start from the seeds.
Yes.
The seeds, there are some that it's okay. Normally, the seeds is not that easy to propagate. Also, for the herb, because like celery, they are very small. So you can plant and plant. They are not. You are waiting and nothing is coming. Yeah. So some you have to use some chemicals to at least soak. Yeah, for a night. Then tomorrow, you plant them. So you use the cocoa peat and vermiculite.
Yes.
Just put first in the trays, like so. Like here we have in each.
Yes.
Yes. So once you put, you come with the seeds, one each.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. From there, we water them. Yeah, and we also have the nutrients that we use to
just add on. To it.
Okay. The vermiculite and the cocoa peat doesn't have nutrients, so you must have the nutrients.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So for how long do they grow from now? The seeds or the seedlings? How long do they take now, or does it depend on a client? Client anaweza kuja aseme anataka a certain size or a certain height, because I can see these ones are different from this one.
No, it depends with the plant. Like this is celery, that's parsley. The other one is chavil.
Yeah.
And this one is for the ones we are using the seed.
Yeah.
This one is basil.
Basil, yeah.
Yeah. So for the basil, it's in like 2 weeks you can actually transplant. For something like celery and the parsley, it can take even 6 weeks. But the maximum time is 6 weeks.
6 weeks for you to transplant.
Yes. But it's also up to the client to say that it's okay. You see, when you go to the shamba, there is different methods of irrigation. There is drip. There are some who are using sprinklers.
Yes.
So to transplant something small when you're using sprinklers is not easy.
Yeah.
So you have to have a bigger plant. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. So
But for drips, it's okay. You can use the small.
you can use the small ones.
Yes.
So let's say 6 weeks is the maximum.
Yes.
Okay, then now someone can come in and transplant.
Yes.
And take the plant itself, depending the herb itself.
Yes.
Now for anyone who wants to start after they've taken the transplanting, we talked about there are some that can't be in the open sun. Lazima zikwe like basil, lazima ikwe under a greenhouse. Is there any other requirement, even though it's financially, that one needs to prepare for when they're doing herb? Yes. Yeah, when they're doing herbs, in terms of the amount, let's say if they're coming with a tray, how much are you doing the tray for? How much are you selling it to them? What are the requirements that they need to have in terms of water? Should they have water? Is herb farming organic, or do you need to put now fertilizer as you continue?
Normally that depends on the farmer, but if of course like a kitchen gardener, she cannot take 200 seedlings. She will need like 3, 5. That's why we come in with the potted ones. Even the people in the flats, yeah, that's why we come in, we pot them.
Yeah.
Yes, but for people who are doing large scale, I put like from a quarter of an acre, from 1,000 seedlings. Now we put them on trays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we put them on trays, the prices come from 1 shilling to 20, but you must make an order for that.
So you
yes.
have to make an order before.
Yeah. So that we can do for you. Then now when they are ready, we tell you they are ready. You come for them. Yes. Okay. On the financial aspect, it depends. If you are using a irrigation system, if you are just using the rainy, but we always advise that you try to use the irrigation system so that at least you reap what you say.
Okay.
Yeah, you get you see when you use irrigation,
yes,
at least the outcome is better than the rain.
For the rain.
Yeah.
Okay. As we continue now from there, are there any challenges? And I just want you to mention the challenges for us briefly. And yeah, tell us more about any challenges while you're propagating the herbs.
Okay.
Are there any challenges you face?
We like we didn't go to the side of the cuttings. I said I started the seed already go. Now that's where the problem comes in.
The cuttings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when we are using the cuttings, sometimes it takes. We have some like the fungal or that can
interfere.
And the duration of the cuttings take like much longer than the seeds.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why is that?
It's because you have to wait for them to root. Once they root, you have to take care of them. It's like just bringing an external plant to force it to root. Yes. So before it gets the roots, and then now you have to nurture that plant to get used to the environment. Yes. Okay. Before you transplant to another place. Yes.
So it's very delicate compared to
the seeds.
Yeah, the seeds.
And also the seeds. The seeds, as I told you before. When you are propagating them, you have to soak them. So if you don't know how to soak them, you'll get zero germination. Yeah. So the germination rate is.
So you have to be very specific.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And also the nutrients is they are very expensive. Yeah. The nutrients that you need for this ones to become green, you have to have the nutrients.
Like for example, what kind of nutrients would you need?
Okay, the nutrients that have all the essential requirements. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably before we continue, we will take a break. So don't touch your remote. We'll be right back.
Why crocodile inaweza tokea juu. Hiyo sijakula hata unataka nikufe kabla ni. I don't like it. I don't. Miss Kai na hipo ikitokelezea ivuruche simu yangu. No, ni sawa. Those who know me will tell you I'm not a lover of large volumes of water. But for you, we rove the different parts of the country and beyond just to make sure that we bring you the experience. We educate you, we entertain you, and we inform you.
That it's not political and it can do something.
As we sail the boat of Morning Cafe to enlighten you, entertain you, and inform you every Monday to Friday, only on TV 47.
Woo. Construction can be quite a task, but how do you move from finding your piece of land, sourcing the right materials, getting the right labor force to put up your building? Or better yet, how do you source for a building that's already built?
Just a small size of land can suit just a big maisonette because you are going high.
How do you ensure you get the right finishes to bring out the aesthetic value of your property and make it not only look good, but also feel good?
The buyers are hungry. of Untold Stories.
Welcome back. For those who are joining us, we were talking about herb propagation and we're here at Herbs and Spice Propagators with Carol. And ulikuwa unatueleza kuhusu the nutrients that are needed for the herbs. And you're saying how expensive they are.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So as we move into it, does each and every herb require different care? Yeah. Kuna venye, for example, isn't it?
Celery.
Celery. Is it different from parsley, from rosemary, in terms of the care?
Yeah, different herbs have needs different care depending on some. You see, each herb are infested by different pests or diseases.
Yes.
So that's why they need their different care. Yeah, most of the people use like the normal manure.
Yes.
Yeah, others use like fertilizers depending on the how the person needs to want to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So here at the farm, you have a team. How many are they and how is their day-to-day routine? Like kazi yao what are they required to do wakikuja kazi kama leo walikuja leo asubuhi? What are they required to do for the care of the herbs?
Okay, we have like 5 guys here. We have one that's in charge of watering. We have one that's in charge of propagation from the seeds to and to ensure that that if it's celery, how many pieces do we have? How many trays do we have? If it's and to take the records.
Yes, record keeping.
Like the rosemary, when did we do the rosemary?
Yeah.
The when did the guy for the nutrients,
yes. So
and yes,
anafaa kujua kila kitu. Okay.
Yes, so we have that one. We also have the person in charge of the control of pests and diseases. Yes.
Okay.
We also have an agronomist, the general agronomist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you need one. Okay. So kila mtu anajua kazi yake.
Kila mtu anajua, tukifika asubuhi mtu aone kazi yake iko sawa. Yeah, asitoke hapa kama hajaona kazi yake iko sawa. Kesho ni vita.
And for the watering, is there a specific number of times? Ana water kama 1 times 3, 1 times 2 kama dawa, asubuhi, jioni, or how is the watering process because of the care?
Once, just once.
Okay.
In the evening.
In the evening.
Yes.
Oh, so every
but
evening.
For the, you see when the seedlings grows much bigger, like this one, they dry much easier.
Yes, so they need
like this one.
Yes.
Because they're big, so they dry.
Yes.
So this one to need like twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So atajua depending on the height.
When it comes to 4 p.m. he comes and check everything. Yes.
Okay. All right then. That's in order. So that's their routine. Kila mtu akona kazi yake every day. That's how you watch over the herbs and spices.
Yes.
Okay. So as we move on, now that tumeongea kuhusu the management, the finances, how is your market? Many people, of course, in farming, wanna struggle sana. They say market is the biggest challenge for any farmer. But is that the case for you here at Herbs and Spices?
Okay, at some point everyone has to struggle with the market. But normally we target the families and the large scale people and also the export market.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the families,
for the
like
families.
they come like for if they come for like one plant, at least it's not nothing.
Yes.
And we also parcel the seedlings. We have the motorbikes that take the seedlings. Yeah. We also parcel the seedlings all the way to Kisumu, all the way to Mombasa.
Okay.
Yes, we use the Kori.
The Kori services.
Yes.
Okay.
Outside like the East Africa. Yeah. And sometimes Western. Yeah. We package the seedlings.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we use the cockpit.
Okay.
When you are sending the seedlings outside, there is a restriction of no soil should Yeah.
Kuna kuvuka border.
Yes, that's how we use the cocoa pit. Like for TZ, we have boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
The sort of
the cartons. Yeah, so we put like.
Or you pack them each, so they need to go with the cocoa pit and not soil.
This.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If you go with the soil, it's wrong.
Yeah. Yes. So there are regulations that are there. Yes. So for the international markets, which you've spoken about, are there certain standards that are put in place before you send the herbs out? Do you, like herbs and spice propagators, are you in direct contact with the international market, or is there a body that governs, in terms of standards, in terms of doing the export itself?
In the export market, normally you don't just do as a person, as if you have friends. Yeah.
Okay. So you all come together and then send the herbs out.
Yes.
Okay. So has there been any challenge, because it looks like the market part mko at least sawa?
Yes.
Any other challenge with this type of I don't want to call it farming, but this type of propagation of herbs?
On the market side, I wouldn't say that much. Yeah. You see, as we have the one for trays, we can transplant the one for trays to this one.
Yes.
So if we don't get market for that, we transplant this one. So this one, it will wait.
Yes.
It grows. So as it grows,
Yeah.
the price increases. Yes.
Okay. Oh, as it grows, yes, the price increases.
Yes.
So these ones are different price compared to
Like celery, this one is for 5 shillings. So once it overgrows, we bring it here.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it
as
grows.
the plant grows,
Yeah.
the price increases. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since tumeongea kuhusu international markets, and I've seen you're also very you're very also cautious about the families, because hata venye ulianza, it was about family and trying to get these herbs. So kwa mtu mwenye ana kwake and anaishi kwa flats and ana yo space ya ku grow the herbs, I can see this structure nyuma yetu, which looks very interesting, and naweza penda utueleze more about it.
Okay. For families, there are two to three options.
Yes.
Yes. There is the pots. Yeah. So the family, they pick when they are ready on the pots, like this one. They just go and harvest.
Yes.
Yeah, we pot for them. It doesn't have to be this small pot. We have even the big pots. They just take them when they are ready. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we also have the vertical gardens. Yeah, the round ones.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, like those ones. And we have the one in the bags.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this one is hydroponics.
Hydroponic.
Yes.
Okay.
For the hydroponics, you use the nutrients. And you don't have to get the soil, because you don't need the soil, you need the water and the nutrients. Yes.
So this one doesn't have any soil?
Yes, it doesn't have any soil.
Okay, so the water is the one that has nutrients for it to continue growing.
Yes, with that small space, you have your vegetables and the herbs.
Yes.
Yes, and the pots, you can hang them on the wall. Yes.
Hapo tu kwa balcony.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We also have a team that does that. Yes.
Still under herbs and spice propagators.
Yes. To ensure that we provide maximum service.
Exactly.
Yes.
To each and every person.
Yes. Even if you are not able to plant for yourself, we come.
Yes.
We also have the agronomists to make sure that your plants reach the good stage.
Nice.
Yes.
So you cater for it wholesomely.
Yes.
From the propagation to the growing, where you have an agronomist visit. Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. So as we go into the spices, because I didn't know hata kuna spices hizo nyingi sana. Umeniambia you have 110 here, and we had earlier talked about the medicinal purposes, the culinary. Could you briefly tell us which ones are which? Kuna zenye hazifai kukulwa that it's only for medication purposes, ama kuna zenye you can mix even in your food? Because we have the normal mint, where nimeona even your farm also there's mint orange, mint pineapple, mint what? There are different types of mint. Yeah.
With the herbs, they are more of medicinal, but the use differs. There are some that you have to drink, and there are some you have to cook with like a spice. But majorly, it's how you feel about them.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, there are people who doesn't like basil. There are people who doesn't like rosemary, the people who like them. So once you use them, you get used to it, and once you familiarize yourself with, you realize, I love this with tea. Like there's one girl named Verbena. It's so good in tea.
It's yummy.
Yes. So once you get used to it, you just decide that I love this with this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And from your observation, because of doing herbs for now 3 years, have you seen people or Kenyans taking in herbs as much? Because nimeona herb fulani, insulin. Are people aware of insulin herb? Do you have clients for that specific herb? Or how is it for you?
With the Kenyans, the new herbs, we are introducing them to them, but some knows because there are people who are really into, they listen to things, and they also go through the internet. At least nowadays there is internet, so they go through in the internet. Yes, and you asked before that the different, like the mints, if it's mint chocolate, it has a flavor of chocolate and mint. It has a flavor of tropical and mint. All come back to which one do you like. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, it's all about providing variety for people.
Yes.
Okay.
Like if you use the tropical mint in tea.
Nice.
If you use something like, they're strong, mild, so it differs with people. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And there are also herbs that help in repellent, the mosquito repellent, like the catnip, the rosemary, basil, lavender. Yes. Also the lavender, the freshness of the lavender around your kitchen garden is so good. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So as we wrap up, is there any advice you'd like to give people who want to venture into herb farming? Of course, tutakuja kwako kuchukua seedlings. So is there any advice you can give them instead of focusing on the normal traditional farming of maize, tomatoes, and so on?
Normally the farmers they fear to do herbs because of the market, but nowadays there is an option of you can dry the herbs and sell them as dry. So I would like to tell the farmers, don't fear about the market, because if you fear about the market before you start, you'll never start. So take the courage. On the process of planting, you'll meet people, your friends will come and tell them, you have this. I know where you are going to sell them. Yeah, that's a good thing about the herbs.
All right. Yeah. So for people who want to know where you're located, or if you do any of these deliveries, unaweza waambia where they can find you and on what platforms?
Okay, in Facebook we have a page known as Herbs and Spice Propagators. We also have a Facebook account called Caro Herbs. You can find our contacts there. But our location is in Kiambu. We are near Kiambu town. Okay. Yeah, just near Kiambu prison. On the Google Maps, you Google Herbs and Spice Propagators. You'll find our location. I'll just come directly to our nursery. My number is 0708 847 772.
Okay. Any deliveries? Do you do any deliveries?
Yes.
Okay.
But on the deliveries, just talk to me. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. Thank you very much, Carol. This has been a pleasure learning about herbs, smelling the aromatic in this nursery. So asante sana.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're still writing down your notes. Unfortunately, we will be taking a season break, but we will be back bigger and better. So be sure to catch us every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. for shows you might have missed out on. Bye.